Real interesting dynamic happening between the Team Red and Team Blue paradigm. For the first time, Team Red has, oh, hang on, let me see, this might not work in here. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, these back stairs are, sometimes it's hard to hear in here. I take the back stairs over the elevator every single time I can. Sometimes I'll meet Nia with like bags or something, going shopping, I'll go down there and take the elevator. But there's always some nonsense going on, like, you know, I don't know, nonsense. We only have like one up elevator, one down elevator. There's a lot of units in here. So there's always some kind of jam up. And out we go. Hey, Dommy, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks, man. Yeah. So there's a thing going on with the dynamic between the right people and the... Hey, what's up, Alistair? How's it going, man? The righties and the lefties, Team Blue and Team Red. Actually, before I continue, most normal people would just like scrap the video and start it over, cut all that shit out. But I'm keeping it real by keeping all that shit in. I go for authenticity over just about anything else. So the including fucking common sense. Usually in the past, the Team Blue, they cancel people, where they'll cancel Team Red for doing different stuff, saying different stuff, and they themselves, Team Blue, can usually say whatever they want because they're backed by these social media companies. They get the wind at their back. You know, and have had it at their back culturally in recent years, right? But now it's like, in light of this thing that happened the other day, you have, you know, people coming out saying stuff like, you know, they wish the guy didn't miss, and, you know, maybe next time they can get someone who could, a better shooter, and all this just terrible shit. But, like, they always do that. Usually with impunity. But this time, people are losing their jobs over it. Like regular citizens. Like, just not, you know, just celebrities, although that's happening too. You've got the Jack Black scenario thing going on with him and his band. They got kicked out of Australia. How you doing, man? And he said, it's funny because the Australian government kicked him out because of what he said, what they said about Trump on stage. They made some crass joke about the assassination attempt. So the country kicked him out, and Jack Black, and it shows how scummy these people are. Threw his partner under the bus, saying he was shocked at what he said, and he's decided to cancel the tour. And move on from his partner. That's not what happened at all, though. He's just using, like, I don't know if these people don't understand that everyone can see the internet. Like, we know what happened. He's trying to reframe it as, you know, I was appalled, and now I'm stopping the tour. No, the tour was stopping because they threw it out of country. But, you know. So now he's, trying to recontextualize it, and people are saying, well, he works for Disney. Gina Carano got fired for making a dumb comment. That wasn't even a dumb comment. Like, she was just comparing, I think it was like the people who cancel people, to Nazis in Germany. And like, Team Blue does that all the time. They say everybody's a Nazi. But because she wasn't on their side, they had to pretend they were offended, and she lost her job. I'm going to run this store. It's not going to affect us at all. Alright. Hope this matches up with what I had, because I'm doing this a couple days later after I walked in there the last time. Video magic. Editing magic. Yeah, so it leaves the conservatives in kind of a conundrum, because they've spent a lot of time always fighting against cancel culture, which is the right thing to do, because it's fucking lame, and so now that the shoe's on the other foot, there's some confusion as to what to do. There are some people that are like, fuck them, they made the rules, we gotta play by it. The reason we lose a lot in the culture war, this is them saying it, is because we always we try to take the high road, try to have Queensberry rules, or like when there's when they're stabbing and kicking balls and stuff, we always try to fight clean. So, we're just using their own shit against them. I get that. Problem is, though, it's like, when this time passes, and it goes back to the other way, because, of course, the way these things, they're cyclical, you know what I mean? Like, it's a pendulum that swings back and forth. When it goes back the other way, they're going to have sort of a hard time making a case against it, because, they came out for it in this instance. So, I mean, I don't know, it's a personal choice thing, but I think for me, you'd have to kind of stick with just being against it no matter what. And people think, the people that say, why do we have to take the high road? We're getting kicked in the balls. It doesn't matter. You want to stick to your principles and say, we don't do that. We, as in them saying it, because I don't belong to any group. I'd like to, but there's always a deal breaker with me. No tribe would have me. I've gone over this many times, though, and this isn't a game of who the fuck am I. So, yeah, I understand the desire to get these guys when they're down. And already people have been fired. Like, citizens have been fired from jobs for saying shit. There's a lot of stuff, too. Like, you go into any comment section, or on Instagram, or Twitter, or YouTube, and it's all crazy lefties saying crazy stuff, all wishing death, and, there's a lot of that stuff around. But they're calling people out on it, and people are losing their jobs. One's a fireman. I forget who the other ones were, but there's one woman, two guys, and of course the Tenacious D thing. Jack Black is just so scummy, though, because he's like the Disney guy, and like he's the Nintendo guy, and he's got all his whole career wrapped up in all this family-friendly type stuff. So, in his statement, right, I think I might have mentioned it when I started this video 2 days ago, he said he was blindsided by, like, he was shocked, like, oh, I can't believe someone would say something like that. It's like, come on, man. We all know, like, we can, it's right there. We can tell that you feel the same way. And when he's on stage, and if you see the clip, he's not like apologizing right there. He's like, he didn't really say anything directly about it, but I think he said thank you right after. So maybe he meant thank you as in yes, thank you. It's a good work. But whatever the case, he's now throwing his buddy under the bus, backpedaling, and yeah, it's just it's sick to look at, man. But that's how people on both sides kind of are. You know, no one stands by their friends anymore. It's really, really disgusting, you know. It's too bad. I mean, sometimes your friends do fucked up shit. And unless it's not too fucked up, you know, it's not about kids or anything, I think you kind of have to, you know, be with them, stick with them to a certain extent. Like, I don't know, it just seems so slimy. Throwing people under the bus. I mean, misplaced loyalties, not great either. I think we've all probably had different times in life where we stuck up for the wrong people, or, you know, I've certainly had that happen a lot, where I was like, you know, trying to stick up for people that were actually undermining me at the same time. And you feel like an idiot, but it's just like the same thing, like with that, you know, the canceling thing. Yeah, you know, it'd be easy, it'd be fun to kick people when they're down, but you really don't want to be, you don't want to be like that. I mean, you really don't want to be like people like that. You know, you do want to not let the bad shit sour your experiences with everything. You know, you want to try to maintain, you know, your moral integrity, I guess, your personal moral integrity. I don't know if that's a thing. I could have just made it up, but if I did, that's pretty cool, because I like that. So there's a couple of people I know that guys I watch on YouTube that are kind of conflicted about it, but some of them are leaning more toward what I was saying. You don't have to go out of your way to condemn it. You just don't take part in it. You know, you don't have to defend these fucking guys. I mean, you know, these people want people to self-delete. You know, they do some of this stuff. They're looking for mob justice and this canceling thing like that. They're the worst people, you know. So you don't really have to defend them. Just, you don't have to take part in the shit either, because it is slimy. Canceling people, like calling their work. Do you know what so-and-so did? Like, why do you want to do that? That's just, a lot of that goes on here. A lot of rats here in Hawaii, big time. I've seen people fucking rat on people over like nothing here. It's a weird place. A lot of times it's not, you know, it's not the people, the Pacific Islanders. It's always like the transplants that do the most fucked up shit. Because, as one of my friends calls it, it's the like island of misfit toys. The people that come here, the transplants, are either running from something on the mainland or being chased by something on the mainland. They would leave the country, but they're too sketchy to pull a passport together, so they end up here. So it's a collection of a lot of people whose hometown have had it with them, you know. So when they get here, there's a net that kind of catches a lot of the worst of the worst, you know. But that's neither here nor there nor anywhere. But yeah, I would say when it comes to canceling people, you just can't do it. You don't have to, like, you don't have to stand up for those people, but you don't have to cheer them on, you know. And silence is violence. Be violent. People love walking in through that outdoor at Ross. And I always start singing Raspberry Beret to them. They just think I'm just some handsome, crazy person. But yeah, so in conclusion, you should probably stick to your guns and you don't want to get in the mud with these people, because I know it's kind of old-fashioned or archaic, But to say, you know, you don't want to stoop to their level, but you really don't. You don't want to do it, because then when it comes back at you, you don't have a leg to stand on then. I know it's tempting to go for the kick when they're down, but they're going to do it to themselves anyway. I mean, the objective reality, even though they seem to be, I guess, winning in some sense as a culture war, because they can say and do whatever they want. They're not used to being penalized for this. They have society on their side. They have corporations on their side. They, you know, have the government on their side. They have everybody's on their side, you know. So it's like they're used to being able to say whatever they want and not have any repercussions, you know. So I think it's kind of shocking for them, for people to clap back at them with this stuff. It's interesting to watch, you know, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to get involved with it. You want to keep your record clean. So if that time comes when it flips back the other way, you want to be able to come out swinging. And you can't do that if you indulge in the horse shit. You know what I mean? You can't roost in the hen house if you wallow in the pigsty. Thanks for dropping it. Until next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.
What uppity? I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I can play your videos in the background while I'm typing anyway, because I have my little BS workstation over here with our loyal pooches. Anyway, God bless.
Just walking through the mall this morning. Can you hear this? It's so loud. You can't believe how loud this is. This is 6:15 in the morning. It's like every speaker they got in this place is cranking this. Funny.